Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Nancy Chan. Nancy Chan is CEO of Epion Brands, the makers of Cory Krill Oil, a multi-benefit omega-3 supplement sourced from Antarctic krill. She is a veteran marketer who has successfully created brand love across diverse categories, including food, personal care, and beauty for brands like Dove, Knorr, Nexus Hair Care, and EOS. Nancy is a self-proclaimed foodie, skincare junkie, and in her downtime attempts to keep up on the tennis court against her two boys. Well, good afternoon, Nancy. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Brian.
Absolutely, Nancy. I appreciate you taking the time today. I love meeting new guests, new people every single day. And what's great is it doesn't matter where we are in the world, we can still connect virtually and get to meet new people and hear their stories. So, Nancy, we're going to just jump right into these questions here. You've got quite the career in marketing as a brand manager, senior executive, and now the CEO of Epion Brands. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
I think for me, it's been a huge combination of luck and having the ability to pursue my personal passions and marry that into a career I've developed. And, I kind of character myself as someone who loves building brand love. And I've been lucky enough to be at the helm of some really major brands across my career, spanning in the food side of the business, beauty, personal care, and now health and wellness. And some of the brands I've had the honor of being able to lead include some really big legacy brands like Dove, but also some newer startups and newer launches like Tony and Guy Hair Care. And my latest adventure right now takes me into the world of health and wellness. So for me, I think it's the ability of being able to understand and find what you love and being able to have some patience to then find the industry you really love and being able to go in there to get that opportunity and finding a company with values that inspire you. I think also play a huge role because for all the hours that you might be grinding away, trying to unlock a campaign or an innovation that will create that brand love, you're spending countless hours probably away from your family, your friends. And so you want that inspiration, that passion to really continue to fuel you. And in my latest adventure again with Epion Brands, it was really the backstory of the founding father who really gave me so much inspiration to say, you know what, I'm actually going to really, I think, enjoy being able to be part of his story and bring the story of the benefits of krill oil as a health and wellness supplement to Americans.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you're absolutely right. You got to be inspired by something to help get through some of those challenging times because, not everything is just a rose garden, as you know.
Yeah.
So, Nancy, great. So talk to us then a little bit. That's really a segue into my next question here is talk to us about the success of Epion Brands with your product like Cory Krill Oil.
Sure. So we're the makers of Cory Krill Oil. It's an omega-3 supplement sourced from pure Antarctic krill. And we launched Cory in the spring of 2020. We're a small startup, Epion Brands, in the US, but we actually have some really deep Norwegian roots. And the founding father of our mother company located in Norway is a very successful Norwegian businessman by the name of Kjell Inge Roca. And he actually spent his youth and summers learning the fishing industry in Norway, came to the US and created one of the most successful fishing companies based in Alaska. When he went back to Norway, he continued to be really inspired by what the sea and the ocean gave him. And in essence, it gave him a means to survive. It gave him a trade, it gave him a skill, but it also gave him his success. And he was one of the first people who really recognized the potential health benefits that krill can provide to you. And he had the gumption and the balls to be able to go to Antarctica, to actually be able to then harvest and commercialize krill oil. And when I met him, the opportunity that was put in front of me was one that was a combination of there is a huge deficit in the US in omega-3 levels. Over to 70% of us have a deficiency in omega-3s, which is an essential nutrient our bodies need, but we can't make on our own. So we have to get it through our diet. And in the US, when the diet is so heavy in meat, the best source of omega-3s really come from seafood. But not everybody loves to eat seafood, and not everybody can eat seafood. And so having a supplement is a really great way to get those omega-3s that you really need to be able to support your whole body health. And when I saw that white space opportunity coupled with the passion that this gentleman has, I thought, hey, I really want to be part of this story for me to be able to get Americans to get up and really get omega-3s incorporated into their health and wellness regimen. And we've been really lucky because in having this passion and having this mission, my team and I, we literally probably brought the Corey brand to life in the fastest that I've ever experienced. Within 6 months, we were together as a team, creating what we wanted Corey to be. And we were already out talking to retailers. And we were fortunate enough that the retail community, like Costco, Walmart, and CVS, became very early supporters of the brand and gave us an opportunity to launch in-store and online. And now fast forward 2 years later, we have distribution in most of the major retailers. We have a very strong Amazon presence, and we're continuing to grow day by day. And I think a lot of that, again, is helping connect this need with the awareness amongst consumers, hopefully with a brand that really resonates with the values that consumers find valuable to them.
That's awesome. And what's really cool, Nancy, is the story behind this, right? And that's how people relate and resonate and actually get really interested in what people have done to launch a business, launch a product. And so this is awesome. And the great thing is it's here to help our health. So that's, like I said, very, very cool. So Nancy, switching gears here, we're a technology publication, a platform, and we want to ask, are you leveraging any new or emerging technologies in your business? And if not, maybe you found a cool tool or app you might share with us today.
Yeah, Brian, if I have the opportunity, I'd love to kind of touch on that across 3 areas that I think are really important to us. The first one comes back to the krill and the technology we invest in ensuring that all of the krill that we harvested is sustainable, so that we're protecting the environment that we go into, so that we can bring to market a product that will improve human health, but also ensures that we have the minimal impact to the oceans and we're protecting the oceans. So we have patented technology we've developed that minimizes bycatch. We invest in drone and sailboat technology in Antarctica to actually help us locate the largest swarms of krill so that we can minimize the amount of fuel needed by our larger fishing vessels, right? So it allows us to minimize the environmental impact by putting this type of technology in for us. Closer to home, we're big fans of AI. And what we love to be able to do is use AI to combine with natural language processing to understand how consumers are engaging and talking about wellness, health, supplements. And it's a great way that we've found is able to supplement some of our traditional research. And there's just so much chatter and talk out there, and using AI to be able to process that gives us a really strong ability to actually, I would say, control for sometimes some of the richness that doesn't come to life or that is suppressed when you're doing kind of face-to-face research. So it's a really great addition, I think, to our arsenal, and I highly recommend it for the other brands out there. And our PR team actually also utilizes an AI tool for us to be able to understand where breaking trends and stories are that consumers are interested in, so that we can then use that as inspiration when we're thinking about communications or thinking about what might spark the next innovation idea.
Thank you. And we love that. We really get into emerging technology. The platform's built on Web3 here. And so we really, like I said, like to share and highlight some of these technologies with our audience. So thank you. And Nancy, last question for you today. Can you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in marketing or leadership?
I think one of the biggest areas that some people might not put as much importance on is this area of having high EQ. And I've found that the great thing about being aware of where your EQ is combined with your IQ and just your overall intelligence and ability to make decisions is that when you have enough awareness of your EQ, it's something you can actually work on to improve. And I've found that there's always a spectrum of people you're going to encounter and work with. And having self awareness and having the ability to recognize that you want to invest in your EQ really gives you an ability to cultivate those relationships successfully. It allows you to create some really high successful performing teams, but it also gives you, I think, in very much today's kind of environment where we're not physically together anymore, it gives you an ability to be able to empathize, understand, and help you create that stronger connection when you're just working with colleagues or team members or even managing up. So I really am a big proponent of investing in continually improving one's EQ because I think it's so critical, the relationships that we form, because we can never do it alone. That's my advice.
That's awesome. No, I appreciate that. And that's been a big topic around leaders in organizations and having a good balance there of EQ. We really need to tap into that emotional intelligence so we can lead and do better for others. So, Nancy, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell the Krill story and a little bit about myself. Thanks so much, Brian.
Bye for now.